Hello everyone and welcome to Game 3 in the best of 3 series between ToD and CupCake. We'll see what's going to go down here as Game 3 always the more exciting matchups. As we see CupCake spawning as the green Terran player on the bottom right hand side of the map. ToD spawning as the blue Protoss over here at the 8 o'clock position of the map. Now Tal'Darim Altar, a rather large map, and we'll see what these players try to go for. They could either go for and try to establish an early expansion at their natural expansion over here. There is a rather wide ramp though, and there is no ramp choke point inside their main base, only a natural choke point here. I've seen a lot of Terran players put down one supply depot followed by a command center right there in order to fend off and wall in, also getting a very nice economic advantage. Meanwhile, ToD is just pretty much opening up with a similar build that he has used in the past games so far. No, actually, he is not. Oh, the pylon is there. So yeah, pylon is over here, green and blue. So ToD should be able to get up that warp gate in just a moment. Meanwhile, it looks like CupCake is now finally building his barracks and now sending out a scouting SCV. And it looks like that SCV will scout out in the correct direction. Probe now moseying along, and it looks like it will come across his opponent in just a moment. Sees the SCV coming in from that side, knows where exactly his opponent is, and now going to continue to just travel along here. ToD already getting his assimilator. He should be getting up another pylon in just a moment, and then perhaps going into that cybernetics core. I can't imagine him going into mass zealots, especially with him harvesting gas. CupCake about to finish up his barracks, but the probe going to be able to look around inside and pretty much see everything it needs to see. It sees that there is gas, upgrading to an orbital command, and a marine is being trained. So a very standard opening and build coming in from ToD, as ToD now just steals some of his minerals and returns home. SCV down over here. We are getting a cybernetics core over here, and it doesn't look like, well, it looks like ToD is actually saving up his energy now for his chrono boost. Perhaps it will be used on that cybernetics core, and we'll see a lot more gateway units. Neither of these players have yet to establish up a second base yet, a second command center or nexus, and it looks like both players may want to try to do a little bit more one base play this time around. We'll see what exactly is going down. SCV wandering around over here, sees that there is no nexus, perhaps waiting for a nexus to see what exactly his opponent is going for. Marauder is getting the concussive shells already, as only one refinery is currently up and operational at this time. Second barracks and perhaps even a third barracks may be added in just a moment. There you go. There's the 3 racks build that I was talking about. Still no additional gas down over here, but we do see a nexus. We do get to see a nexus start to warp in by ToD as well. So ToD doing an early expansion at the 4-minute 30-second mark. Meanwhile, CupCake opening it into a 3 racks build. He doesn't really need these additional barracks, and he will need to put pressure on ToD early on in this game. Otherwise, ToD's going to be able to come back and simply out-macro his opponent. I believe the SCV did catch sight of this, and as another pause now coming in. All right. 2 Marauders, 3 Marauders, concussive shell has been completed. SCV now just going to simply run by here. There is one probe hiding at the Xel'Naga Cavern, or Xel'Naga Tower, and then keeping sight and figuring out what's going on. Nexus about to complete as the Marauders and the Marines are starting to push forward. 2 additional gateways have been completed as well, as ToD pretty much sticking to the same build he has used in the previous 2 games, and now finally going to that robotics facility, perhaps training up an observer first. There is a probe back home, as ToD now perhaps is going to transfer some probes from his main base over. No, not quite yet. 40 harvesters, 40 food versus 35 over 52. So ToD definitely has a much larger larger upper limit, but isn't really utilizing it. But ToD does have a stronger economy now with 27 harvesters compared to 21. CupCake now just going into mass marines with stim, and it's going to be interesting to see how much damage these units really can do. The Marauders now desperately running away from those stalkers, they're taking a lot of damage early on, and it looks like the Marauders, one gets focused down rather quickly, and that is not looking good. So trading a Zealot for a Marauder and a whole bunch of damage on one Stalker as well, as we are now no longer training up any more SCVs. So CupCake is now essentially executing an all-in. ToD needs this game to go long and perhaps defend. We'll see how this is going to work. Do we have what? Marauders and Marines still being added to the group. 4 barracks in total. And CupCake does have Stim Pack now about to finish, and he's going to try to charge up this ramp. He does have a slightly larger army, a lot more mineral army, and that may be the deciding factor as this pylon over here going to get destroyed. And supply block ToD. ToD now at 58 over 52, not going to be able to get any true reinforcements for quite some time, but Immortals are going to be trained. Marauders and Marines, SCVs now leading the way. Is it going to be enough? There are at least 3 sentries in this group. There in come the force fields. Immortal quickly taken down. Zealots are going to try to engage as well. Probes coming off the mineral line. Both sides fighting it out as the Marauders and the Marines trying to limit the surface area and now fight back against the Zealots. More Zealots are getting destroyed, but CupCake in a bit of hurt, now trying to run away. And there's the game. CupCake knows that he cannot get back into this as he lost a lot of SCVs in that engagement. 17 Harvesters compared to 27. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game between Millennium's ToD and CupCake here on Tal'Darim Altar.